I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is another paid request, this time from Chaz. Thank you so much for that. And this time is for the first two episodes of Jean-Claude Van Johnson. Now, what this is, it's a show that debuted on Amazon, and Amazon didn't give it a chance. And it pisses me off, because I think it was a rather fun show. It lasted only maybe 6 or so episodes. I wish we could have done a lot more. I wish we could have done like a big heavy season, like 20 episodes or... I mean, there's so many other shows that lasted so much longer, and this one, it's not perfect, but being a big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan, this was a breath of fresh air, and it was cool to see Van Damme play off his past, his tough guy characters, try to take the piss out of himself, and at times rather funny and entertaining ways. And the whole idea behind it, where before I did that, just the whole fuck you Amazon, I want to say that, fuck you Amazon, because one of the, not giving the show a chance, not giving it much promotion in my opinion, putting it on in like December or such, and then no one knew this fucking show was even out. You did talk to a lot of people, they're like, I didn't even know this show was out. Even now when I do this video, there'll probably be people going, I don't even know what this is. Because they don't release it on DVD, Blu-ray. They don't let people know what it fucking exists. So it just... They didn't, like, it gets released and like a month later it's canceled. And then one of the reasons, I think, my guess, they wanted to save as much money as they could to buy the rights to Lord of the Rings. Because Amazon Prime, they want to be the new Netflix, they want to be the new Disney Plus, all this other jazz. They want to be the new guys. They want to have their own stuff. And they feel that by launching a Lord of the Rings TV show to try to get the success of Game of Thrones will be their ticket to the ball. Their ticket to the A game. More the ticket to fuck you up the ass in Hershey Highwayville, you stupid fucks. Fuck Lord of the Rings TV show. From what I understand, from what I've heard of the last season of Game of Thrones, fuck Game of Thrones, because it seems like most people who saw the last episode of Game of Thrones said fuck the show. Fuck Lord of the Rings TV show. No one's asking for it. No one's wanting for it. For the people who do want it, they're just gonna watch the fucking movies or even the fucking Hobbit movies. Fuck do you need a Lord of the Rings TV show? I'm sure it'll be woke garbage anyway. Probably a Frodo with titties or something. I don't fucking... My whole point is, To put all your eggs into that one basket is a dumb thing, and you know what? It could make you fall on your fucking face. But you know what? It's Amazon. Oh well, it didn't work out. We all still use... Hell, I use Amazon. Most of us use Amazon. It is what it is. But the fact that this show had to be sacrificed, I do think that's what happened. I think this show was sacrificed. I mean, if it was a huge hit, they'd keep it on. But it's more like, it's got to be huge or nothing. Of course, the only thing that makes that theory questionable is, I think The Tick got a second season. I'm like, well, why did that happen? I just, hey, superhero. People love superheroes. And I hate to say it, most of my brain goes that route, but if my brain goes this way, as to why the show may have not lasted long, I'll get to the show itself. I just had to rant about this. The reason I'm worried about going this way is I hate admitting it. A lot of people nowadays don't give a fuck about this guy. Do you think a lot of the young people, like people today, give a fuck about Van Damme? I do. You do. But I would think a lot of people do. But when this show came out, go look around, see how many people actually talked about it. I know I talked about it. I know Fabio, he talked about it. You can maybe find 4 other people talk about it. Now look how many people talk about every episode of fucking Batwoman. Batwoman. I've never seen an episode of Batwoman, don't need to. I'd rather have my fucking balls pulled off with pliers than watch Batwoman. We'll repay it. It had to be a shitload of money. I don't want to suffer through Batwoman and have my brain fucking explode. Fucking bundle. This suit would look good if it's in a woman. Then go fuck yourself, hoe. Oh my god. But like, the show came out and not many people gave a shit. Sadly. Just what, let's face it, the general public, I'll say that, the general public, not me, not you, the general public, they look at this guy, either they don't know him. I remember seeing a video where kids react to that split that Van Damme did. Not one of those kids knew who the fuck this guy was. Not one of them. They didn't know who Van Damme was. Who's this guy? We don't know. I think when he did that split with the vehicles, the Volvo ad, these kids didn't know who the fuck he was. And nowadays, if people mention him, they laugh at him. They do. And once in a while, you get someone like me or Fabio or others that do enjoy him and like what he did, and enough to maybe make a success on a direct-to-video market. But I think the public itself don't care. The public itself don't care. And that sucks. Because I would love to have seen many more episodes of this show. Because it's Van Damme playing himself, but it's a version of himself. Where he's Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he also has another double life as Jean-Claude Van Johnson, the secret agent guy. And he does play off his... what people think of him. He takes, like I say, he takes the piss out of himself. I mean, from the first episode alone, I have a gift. I'm the master of the splits. And then he can't do it. Oh, fuck. And he gets hit in the head, hit in the face. Then it cuts to days earlier. And that's what I mean. He plays off his persona. And this version of Van Damme, all the water has coconut water for some reason. All of the plumbing uses coconut water. I don't understand. They never do. You know, he's got posters for Hard Target and Time Cop and Sudden Death around his place. He's living his life. but then he meets this girl that he enjoyed, and he wants to get back into the business, the Van Johnson business. Tossed to Felicia Rashad, she played Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. She's his agent, but she's also his agent, not just in acting, but in the spy field, and helps get him a job on a movie over there, but also do undercover work. And just a lot of moments that were fun watching as a Van Damme fan, because I love the guy. I love his movies. I grew up with him. I'm a big fan. He's one of my favorites. And whether him training and he's missing the punching bag with a roundhouse kick, it's shit. The movie that he's doing is a reimagining of Huckleberry Finn, where he plays Finn and a female plays Tom Sawyer. And that was hilarious because sadly I could see that type of film being made, and it makes fun of that. About how it's all on a green screen, so everything looks filtered up, and the way it's filmed, and just the reimagining of this, reimagining of that. Oh, we gotta make Tom Sawyer a female, and then Van Damme's fighting the guy with size, and use of slow-mo. It's pretty damn cool, pretty damn fun. I want to see a whole movie of this. I want to see a whole movie of Van Damme as Huckleberry Finn. Fighting people with size and axes, using the slow-mo. I want to see a whole movie like this. They made it that much fun to watch. And this is definitely... Jean-Claude Van Damme is someone who... Yes, back in the day, he had an ego. I hate to be very bad news. Most action heroes had an ego. Even Stallone, even Arnold, and more so. But Van Damme has been through the ringer and has come out a humbled guy. Flawed like everybody else is, but he's a humbled guy. He's eaten the humble cake, and I respect him for that. Not kinda, I do respect him for that. Because there's other people, Steven Seagal, that don't. They're fat fucks waiting in the buffet line at KFC after he takes his trip back to fuck Germany. Or Russia, I should say, Russia. Starring Under Siege 3 Under the Buffet. Underwater, and he plays the whale. Who don't give a fuck about that at all. Doesn't know the meaning of humble pie, instead he laughs in your face. I'm like, your gut is laughing more than your face, Seagal. Your gut makes more of a noise than your laughter. The fat of your wobbles is deafening my ears. I cannot hear you laugh. Thus I will not laugh in your face. I will laugh in your gut. And then your gut can tell your face. See, I like Seagal's early films, but I have no respect for Seagal. I respect Van Damme. I do. I respect him. And I'm still a fan. Even though a lot of his recent movies have been shit. I hate to say it. I'm still yearning for the guy to get back on the horse, but I don't think he will because of time. The body breaks down. He can't do as much as he could in the past. But this was a good use. He can't do as much as he could in the past. So it's... The writing's a bit better notches than some of his... I like a lot of his direct-to-video stuff. Replicant. Wake of Death. Until Death. The Order. The Shepherd Border Patrol. I like a lot of his direct-to-video stuff, but some of them... We Die Young and... Blackwater with Dolph Lundgren and... What the fuck was the one where his kidney was stolen? I forgot. He did another one called Kill 'Em All, which was very forgettable. God damn, that's a forgettable movie. That's what, like, this, at least the writing is better up to snuff with that. And do all the jokes work? No. I mean, there's a line where he's in a restaurant and someone mistakes him for Nicolas Cage. Oh, I thought you were Nicolas Cage. he looks nothing like Nicolas Cage. I I guess maybe the joke is that Nicolas Cage does a lot of direct-to-video stuff like he does, but I think the joke would have been more for like Steven Seagal. Like, he doesn't look like Steven Seagal either, but that, if you don't do that kind of joke, that would have made more sense in the fact they were rivals. Oh fuck, I thought you were Steven Seagal. That'd be more funny and insulting. Like, Nicolas Cage just seemed like an out-of-the-blue line. So that's what I mean. Lines like that don't really work. But then there's other stuff that do. Like, he goes undercover and he meets a guy that looks just like him. And there's a fun reference to Time Cop. And then the guy's like, well, if you were to say the Looper is better than Time Cop. Well, actually, I think Time Cop is way better than Looper. And then Van Damme gets him, you have good taste in movies. Which I agree. I like Time Cop more than Looper, so I agree with it. But, that was funny. And it also plays off the idea that he plays a lot of dual roles. Yes, in Time Cop. But also Double Impact, Replicant, Maximum Risk. So, yeah, that was a fun nod to that. And even, the fight at the end where there's these guards and he fights them one at a time. And that's the last time you do get the old school Van Damme. 360 kick, the punches, the kicks, him going, come on! Split nut punch. And then the way it ends was rather funny. He's on the phone, he's like, the movie is shit. The woman I love is fucking someone else. I should never come back. And then the end credits is, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I will say, within the show, the first episode is probably the best, which is sad. Because I will say throughout the show, one detriment to it is I wish there was more Van Damme fighting. I wish we got to see more of that. More of like we saw in the first episode. I think it would have been nice if at least one time per episode, have a scene where Van Damme fights. But it's Van Damme fighting in a kitchen. Maybe one was a take off a sudden death. He fights someone in a mascot suit, but maybe it's someone in a, I don't know, someone in a furry suit. Or someone in a, maybe one of those Comic-Con, like there's some comic book convention. And what if he fights someone in an Iron Man suit? There you go. Like someone's wearing an Iron Man suit. It's like, come on, See, there's stuff that I think could be improved. But for what it is, going to, episode 2, just being a fan of Van Damme and liking that he's in a project that at least has some merit and some smarts beyond in the script. I kind of liked that it was going for a more outlandish feel because it made it more interesting to see where this was going. Like we get to episode 2, it deals with this local street racing spot, and bits I like about it is one of the characters in the movie within the movie is called N-word Jim, and Van Damme's like, why don't we just call him Jim? And the director gets on this pretentious, well then we undermine his entire experience as a black man in pre-Civil War. The reason I find that funny is, sadly, I can see a director who's a cuck nowadays saying that same thing. Like, they want to bring it up, but they go, well, the experience of the black man. They did fucking almost like this, close to HJW shit. Now, I will say this is a step down from the first episode, because I didn't find it as funny. I didn't find it as interesting. Now we're overseas. It does show a little bit of his film within the film, but it's pretty much screwing up, not picking this guy up because this guy's going out with the girl he loves. So I don't know, technically I guess he had 2 fight scenes in the first episode. Him as Huckleberry Finn and him at the end. It would have been nice to see like another fight scene and then maybe lead into that. But sadly that's not the case. And the whole story is that this local street racing spot will be selling HK. HK is heroin with ketamine. And so it's this drug deal. But you find out there's more to it than that. But I will admit, I think it's a step down from the first episode. What I liked is Van Damme. His role, his performance. The bit I talked about with the director, that piece of dialogue. I thought the finale was fun. You know, this time we're doing a street racing bit. I'm guessing an ode to Fast and the Furious. But also, like a little bit of an ode to Bloodsport. And the fact that he does the blindfold thing like he did in Bloodsport. But only this time he's driving. And they're like, you're a bad driver. But lo and behold, they don't treat the guy like shit. I know it's a show and he bumbles on other stuff. But lo and behold, he actually does drive better when he's blindfolded. He's driving perfectly fine and he's laughing. But then the other guy, he just crashes and burns and blows up. And then Van Damme, he's having fun. He has this weird over-the-top goatee outfit, you know, costume, disguise. He comes back, he's laughing. What happened? Then his buddy's like, I'll tell you later. Go, go, go. I'll tell you later. Go, go, go. I'll tell you later. And then it ends on an interesting note where it's this microchip and they open this girl turns it on and Van Damme and the girl open a door and this weather control device where the room has these clouds and rain. There's only one reason someone has this. To take over the world. See, some people don't like that it went, let's say, an outlandish note. I do, because it made it different. Because I've never seen Van Damme do that. I've never seen Van Damme go through a plot, a storyline as outlandish as that. Well, Street Fighter was close, but you know what I'm saying. So that made it a bit refreshing and be like, what's going to happen next? I mean, later on in the episode, he's in a Blockbuster video and he's holding out. Again, it's not a perfect show. It's flawed. It could use a lot more fight scenes. Like I said, at least one fight scene per episode. One fight scene per episode at the very least. But it's only 6 episodes. Actually, I'll admit, Chaz wanted me to review all of them, but I'm so short on time because of the stupid fucking Texas weather thing. Wait, no power and water. Thank you, Texas. Just, we have our own power supply. Yeah, look how that worked out for you. So I'm so behind. He wanted me to review all 6 episodes, but I'm like, I only have time, maybe the first 2. So I thank Chaz for that. That was very kind of him. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So maybe later the other episodes, but with a season 2, that's the thing. When you're making a show, by the time you really see what's working, what's not working, you may be on episode 4, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6 episodes. With a season 2, you look at what worked, what didn't work. What do you guys like? Hey, it can improve. Look at the first season in a lot of TV shows. Like good, but not perfect. Or good, but it can get better. Not every TV show, but there's a lot of, not every TV show is like that, but there's some TV shows. I love the X-Files. I like the first season of the X-Files, but there's some wonky episodes in that first season, like the one where the guy sees a fucking face on the moon or whatever, like an alien face. I think it's called Space. Like, you look up X-Files season 1, the episode called Space. Like I said, not every episode of season 1 was great. But see, at least they get 20 some episodes. This only got 6. That's what I mean. I wish there was more to it. So by the end, I remember liking a lot of stuff from it. There were flaws that could be improved. but wanting more. I wanted more. I wanted to see more episodes, see what more they can do, what they could maybe get better at. And I think we really missed out. With some of the shows that did, why does Batwoman have a season fucking 2? Star Trek Discovery, I hear all sorts of bad shit about that. It has 3 seasons now. Picard, I heard the worst shit about Picard. Did season 2. Because, I mean, well, I'm talking about very popular superhero Batman, well, Batwoman, or Star Trek. Van Damme is not up to there, sadly. He never was up to that. There was a time in the 90s, 80s he was popular. It dwindled down. Hate to be a bearer of bad news. Which is sad, because I think he did a good job, and I think it deserved more. Jean-Claude Van Johnson deserved a lot more. And sadly, I mean, it goes up there with some of these shows that only lasted 1 season and deserved more. For example, this show. Thankfully, there was an ending they made for this show, but this show only lasted 1 season. It's a really good one, Daybreak. Think of a cop thriller detective show mixed in with a Groundhog Day aesthetic, where this guy is a cop. It repeats the same day over and over again. But with Taye Diggs. Good show. Grade the Bunny. Kolchak the Night Stalker, which I think is getting a Blu-ray in October from Kino Lorber, which is nice because I love that show. So, there's a lot of shows out there that only lasted 1 season, and they were good. But compared to a lot of these other shows, like, what was that fucking one called Mom? And I think it stars the girl from Scary Movie? The lead girl? I forgot her name now. Someone's going to say in the comments. But it's like, yeah, her. They got like 4, 5, 6 seasons. I'm like, I never hear a single soul talk about that show. It's like called Mom or something. Anna. Is it Anne? Shows how much I fucking... there you go. See? That's how memorable it was to me. I'm like, how the fuck... I just don't get it. Just don't get it. Plus Amazon, like... not a lot of people have used Amazon for TV shows, and... I don't know. Just sad. It deserved a lot more. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.